about discounts. Discounts are a never-ending part of life. You can go to the store and something could be 30 cents off or 30% off. You can go buy a car and you can get a discount if you buy a certain warranty or insurance. So discounts are all around us. In the next 3 lessons, we're going to talk about real-world situations with discounts, tips, gratuity, and then also taxes. And in order to figure those out, we have some very simple formulas that we use. So let's go ahead and get started. Your goal for today is I can determine the total cost of a product after applying a discount. You will need your calculator pretty extensively for this activity, so make sure that you have it handy. Okay, so our 2 important formulas to know. Well, first let's start off with what a discount is. So a discount is the amount by which the regular price of an item is reduced. So that means that if you go to the store and the regular price of an item is $100 and the discount is 30% off, that means it's reduced by $30. Okay, so here we go. The discount formula is going to be the original price times the percent of the discount. But I'm going to have to show you how to take the percent and put it in the calculator. Then, once we have the discount, in order to calculate the total price, we need to do the original price minus the discount. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off pretty simple. You're going to notice at the top of each problem, I have the formulas up here as a reminder to you. Okay, Alan wants to buy a snowboard that has a regular price of $169. And as we're reading this, you're going to notice that I'm annotating. I like to double underline the original price and circle the discount. But you do whichever method works best for you. So I'll start again. Alan wants to buy a snowboard that has a regular price of $169. This week, the snowboard is 30% off. What is the sale price of the snowboard? So the first thing that we need to do is calculate the discount. I'm going to write it out just so you can see what I'm going to do in the calculator. So we're going to do 169 times. Now we need to pause for a minute. The item is 35% off. To put this in the calculator, we actually need to make this a decimal. And if you remember, it's a very easy method to do. The decimal point is at the end, and you move it to the left 2 spots. So you're going to do 169 times 0.35. Go ahead and put that in your calculator now. You should get 59.15. Okay, if you did not get that, go back, pause the video, and do it again. Okay, what this number represents, $59.15, that is the discount. That is how much off of the original price that you're getting. But that's not what the question is asking. The question is not asking what is the discount. It wants to know what is the sale price. So now we're going to go back. Here's our sale price formula. And we're going to take the original price, $169, minus the discount price, $59.15. Go ahead and put that in your calculator. You should get 109.85. And that's dollars. If you didn't get that, go back and recalculate. And this is going to be the answer to our problem because this is the sale price. So when Alan walks into that snowboard shop, this is what he's going to pay for the snowboard. Okay, let's try another one. All right, a t-shirt at the mall costs $14.95. It is on sale for 30% off. What is the sale price to the nearest cent? Now, when you see here where it says the nearest cent, that's kind of a clue that you're going to have to round. Whenever we're dealing with money, you have 2 spaces after the decimal. That's what you round to. It's the hundredth place, okay? That is where you will always round to. So let's go ahead and start to calculate. We're going to have to do 14.95, because that's the original price, times the discount. Now remember, the discount is 30%. We need to move the decimal point back 2 spots. So you're going to multiply it times 0.30. Put that into your calculator, see what you get. Okay, your calculator should have given you 4.485. Okay, do not round yet. We want to round at the last step. Okay, so now let's calculate our sale price. That's our original price minus the discount. Okay, so I'm going to box this off because this was our discount. Okay, so he's going to get $4.485 off. Okay, now we have 14.95 minus 4.485. Put that into your calculator. Tell me what you get. Okay, you should have gotten 10.465. Now, this is going to be our final sale price. This is where we need to go ahead and round. So we're going to round to the hundredth place, underline it, draw your stick, circle the next number. This is a 5. It's going to tell us we're going to go up, so the 6 will become a 7. So your total sale price is going to be $10.47 for the t-shirt. Okay, let's try another example. The price of a dresser is $1,800. How much do you need to pay if you get a 20% discount? All right, so we have $1,800 times that 20%. We need to make it a decimal. The decimal's really over here. We need to move it back 2 spots, so times 0.20. Put that into your calculator, see what you get. You should get 360. Okay, I'm going to box that off, and I'm going to put a D next to it. That's the discount. That's how much money you're getting off. But it doesn't want to know the discount. It wants to know how much am I going to pay at the end. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to take my original my original price minus my discount and go ahead and calculate that. 1,800 minus 360. You should get 1,440, and that's going to be dollars, and that is going to be your sale price. Okay. All right, let's try another example. The price of a cell phone plan is $40 per month. You keep the plan for 6 months. How much do you need to pay after 6 months if you get a 23% discount? So this is actually a very real-world problem. A lot of times people who work for companies, mostly larger companies, will sometimes get a deal on their cell phone bill through certain providers because they work for that company. So for example, I'm an employee of Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools, and we get a discount with Verizon. So this is very applicable to real life. So there's an added step in this problem that we're going to have to do. Now it says that the cell phone bill is $40 per month. But did you catch that? We pay it for 6 months. So we need to first find out what our total bill is. So 40 times 6, that's going to give you $240. Okay? Now we need to go ahead and calculate the discount. Okay, so we have $240 times, we have 23%, But you remember we have to move the decimal point back. So times 0.23. Go ahead and put that in your calculator, see what you get. You should get 55.2. This is going to be your discount. That's how much money you're saving, $55.20. And I like to put a 0 there so it reminds me that we're talking about money. Okay, now how much do I pay? All right, so I have $240. That's my original price minus my discount, $55.20. Go ahead and calculate that. And you should get $184.80. Now your calculator is going to probably show something like this, but we always need to have 2 places after the decimal because we're talking about money. So you do need to add that 0 there as a placeholder. So this is our sales price will equal $184.80. That's a pretty good discount because the original price was $240. All right, let's take a look at another example here. Tickets to the Hornets game against the Miami Heat cost $89 per ticket. If you have 2 tickets to the game, but you have a coupon for 15% off the total price, what do you pay? All right, so we have that extra step here again. Yes, it's $89, but that's per ticket. How many tickets did I buy? 2. So first I need to find the total price. 89 times 2 is going to be 178. Now I can go ahead and calculate my discount. So I have 178 times, I have my 15% here. I have to move the decimal point back. So times 0.15 equals. So go ahead and calculate that. Okay, you should get 26.7. Because this is money we're talking about, we're going to add that 0 placeholder at the end. And I'm going to box this off. This is not our final answer. This is just our discount. That's how much money I'm going to save. Now I need to know how much am I actually going to pay. So we take our original price, 178, minus the discount. Go ahead and subtract that. So you should get an answer of $151.30. This is probably what your calculator is going to show, but because we're talking about money, you have to add that 0 at the end. So the total sales price is going to be $151.30. Okay, let's look at another example. A bagel at Dunkin Donuts costs $1.70, but you have a 20% off, 20% frequent customer card. You buy a side of cream cheese for 59 cents with no discount. How much do you pay? So this is an interesting problem. We need to think about it. Yes, we have an added step in this little cream cheese, but it says very specifically with no discount. So we're going to add that in at the end. So we have 1.70, $1.70 times, we have a 20% off frequent customer card. So over here I have my 20%. I need to move my decimal point back 2 spaces. So I have times 0.20. Go ahead and calculate that. You should get 0.34. So that's going to be your discount. You're going to save 34 cents with that frequent customer card. But I'm not done yet. I still have more to do. So now let's find my sale price. $1.70 minus my 34-cent discount. Go ahead and calculate that. You should get $1.36. That is your sale price, but we are not done because that's your sale price for your bagel. But you go back and buy cream cheese and you don't get a discount on it. So we have our $1.36 plus our cream cheese for 59 cents. Go ahead and calculate that. From all of that, you should get $1.95. That is what you pay at Dunkin Donuts. Okay, let's take a look at example number 7. A pack of 4 Tech Deck skateboards costs $9.99. You get 35% off your total purchase if you buy 5 packs. How much do you pay to the nearest cent? Remember, that's your clue. We're going to have to do some rounding. We do not round until we get to the end. So, yes, we get 35% off, but there's a detail. There's a caveat. We have to buy 5 packs. So we have to calculate that cost first. So we have $9.99 times 5. This is just like the example with the Hornets tickets or the cell phone plan. So go ahead and calculate $9.99 times 5. You should get a price of $49.95. Okay, so that's going to be our total price. Now let's go ahead and calculate our discount. So we have $49.95 minus times what's our discount? Well, it's 35%. You know we need to move that decimal back 2 spots. So times 0.35. Go ahead and calculate that. Remember, you're going to get a number that needs to be rounded, but we're not going to round yet. So you should get 17.4825. And that's going to be our discount. That's how much money off we are getting. Now, just to answer a question you might be thinking about, the reason why we try our best not to round until the end is because if we round each number after each step, then our final answer is going to be less accurate. If we take the exact numbers and we just round one time, we're going to have the most accurate number. All right, so let's try and figure out what is the total sale price that I pay. So I take my original price, $49.95, minus 17.4825. Go ahead and do that in your calculator. You should get 32.4675. Now is when we're going to go ahead and round. So we round to the hundredths, underline the hundredths, draw our stick, circle the number after. 7 means climb the vine, so we go up. This 6 becomes a 7. Our total sale price is $32.47. All right. Let's move on to example number 8. I know that there's a lot of examples in this, but it's so very important to know the process. Okay, a used car sells for $4,500. If you buy the additional warranty for $99.99, you get a 5% discount on the total price. How much do you pay to the nearest cent? Again, that nearest cent is going to tell us we're going to round, but we wait until the end in order to round. So this problem is pretty interesting. We have 2 costs going on here. Now, the question you have to ask yourself is, do I add them up first and then take 5% off of everything? Or does the 5% only go to one of the items? Well, read it again. If you buy the additional warranty for $99.99, you get a 5% discount on the total price. So we do add them up because the 5% is off of everything. If you think back to the Dunkin Donuts example, the discount only applied to the bagel, not to the cream cheese. So let's go ahead and add those two numbers up. So we have 4,500 plus $99.99. Go ahead and add those up. You should get $4,599.99. Okay, now let's go ahead and calculate our discount. So we have $4,599.99 times 5%. Well, here's my 5%. Think carefully. How many spaces back do you move the decimal? 2. You start here and you go 1, 2. What happens to this empty spot here? If you said you put a 0 there, you're right. So we multiply times 0.05. Go ahead and calculate that now. All right, you should get 229.9995. Believe it or not, that is our discount. That's how much money off you're going to get. Now let's calculate what is going to be our total sale price. So take our original price, $4,599.99, minus the discount, $229.9995. Go ahead and calculate that. You should get 4,369.9905. This is the end, so this is where we round. Always to the hundredths place, put a stick after, circle the next number. It's a 0, which means our underlined number stays exactly where it is. So our total sales price is going to be $4,369.99. All right, let's take a look at another example. The latest video game debuts at midnight at GameStop for $45. If you purchase at least $60 worth of merchandise, you get a 10% discount. You buy some other items in the store and you end up spending $62.15. Do you qualify for the discount? If so, how much do you pay? To the nearest cent. All right, to the nearest cent tells us we're going to round the final answer. So we have a lot of information going on here. This is a very typical standardized test question because it has information that you don't really need. If you want to buy the video game and it costs $45, that's fine. But it says that in order to get the discount, you need to buy $60 worth of stuff. Okay, that's fine too. But you end up spending $62.15. This is the important number. It doesn't matter how much the video game costs. It doesn't matter how much you need to purchase. Well, it kind of does for the first question, so I take that back. But the biggest number that matters is this 62.15 because that's where the discount's going to come out of. So the first question is pretty basic. Do you qualify for the discount? Yes or no? Did you spend at least $60? Yes, you did. The second question is more important. How much do you pay? So what is our original price? $62.15 times 10%. I'm going to write it over here. Move the decimal point back once, twice. So times 0.10 equals. Go ahead and calculate that. You should get 6.215 That's $6.215. I know that sounds very weird, okay? But this is going to be your discount. Remember, we don't round until the end. Now let's calculate the sales price. 62.15 minus $6.215. Or it's not really 215 cents. I'm sorry. It's going to be 0.215 cents. We'll put it that way. 215 thousandths cent. All right. Go ahead and subtract that. All right. You should get 55.935. Now, this is going to be our sales price, so this is where we need to round. We always round to the hundredth, draw a stick, circle the following number. 5 through 9 climb the vine, so we're going to go up. This 3 becomes a 4, and my total sales price is $55.94 that I spend at GameStop. All right, one last example. Why don't you try this one on your own? It's pretty basic, and we will review the answer together. All right, so the answer that I got is $21.75. It turned out that we did not have to round our final answer. But guess what? That's okay, because we knew that we could have had to round, and we were prepared to do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of this lesson on discounts. As always, you can rewind, fast forward, or pause if you need to, and you can always ask me questions in class.